My next guest has been studying ties between Star Wars and politics for years. Joining me now, Stephen Kent, host of the podcast Beltway Banthas and a spokesperson for Young Voices. Hello, young man.
Hey, nice to be with you.
So nice to be with you as well. So let's cut to the chase. People who think that this is not a political franchise are full of hot malarkey, are they not?
Well, they have the right to feel that way, but they would be wrong. Star Wars has always been and will always be political. It was the intent of George Lucas, but he didn't do a very good job of communicating that. That's why we continue to debate this. The original film that came out in 1977 in that trilogy was meant to be a commentary on the Vietnam era and the Nixon Watergate scandal.
Yeah.
But he made that in the form of a space opera, and it helped people escape from the stress of that time. And so then when he kind of goes back and tries to tell people that it was supposed to be much deeper than that, it usually doesn't quite register. And I think that's what you see in that morning consult poll showing through.
So it's interesting because I think there are a lot of libertarians out there who see themselves on the right side of the Force, who see themselves as Jedi masters.
Yeah.
But there are others who say, no, Jedis are actually very statist. Does Lucas ultimately have a dim view of human nature?
He does have a dim view of human nature, and he himself is someone who has argued in the past in interviews for the idea of a benevolent dictatorship.
Yes.
You should look at Anakin Skywalker in Episode 2 as actually saying what George Lucas is thinking, is that if we just had someone wise, someone powerful, they'll unite everybody and will lead us. And George Lucas himself, I mean, that's his view.
You could see the influence of Plato's Republic in that thinking because, you know, that was essentially the aim.
It was. I mean, they're telling a timeless story about how republics fall apart.
Yes.
And the prequel era took place in the Bush era, where we had the Patriot Act and a relatively, you know, phony war on terror going on at that time. And people saw this as a direct correlation. Now, Star Wars is no less politically charged now with The Last Jedi. They are continuing this legacy of making these movies have a strong message if you look for it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and that's the joy, is you get to look for it and dissect these themes. What is your favorite libertarian, either sci-fi or superhero movie?
Well, my favorite libertarian series is Firefly. I think that sort of speaks to our ideas very strongly. But, you know, again, I think Star Wars, whether or not it was made to be progressive or liberal or what have you, it's libertarian. I mean, this is a story about the little guy versus the big guy.
That's right.
About liberty versus tyranny.
That's why
it's very
you're
simple.
cheering for the rebels. I love it.
Everybody wants to be the rebels.
Of course. Everyone thinks they're Luke Skywalker.